Hi, it's Pip Mackay here, and it's day 25 of my 40-day quest to write my book. And when I launched on this quest, it was almost like an intellectual exercise to see whether writing my book would follow the hero's journey. And each one of these videos has been genuinely recorded each day of that quest. So there's nothing pre-recorded. It's really been my personal experiences of what I've been going through. And in the hero's journey, I've been at this stage which is called, meet the Father, face the Father, or the God, and then apostasis, which is death and resurrection. And I've been thinking, I wonder what's going to happen there. Maybe I won't go through that. Maybe, my personal journey won't really follow the hero's journey. Maybe that's just an idea. But in actual fact, this morning, I've really been very emotional and really come up with this facing death and what that means, and facing the Father, like you see in lots of those heroes' journeys, like Sky Wars, where he faces his father and there's that death. And, my father died when I was 9, and I've done a lot of work around that grief, and I haven't felt that for a long time, but at the moment I didn't realise how emotional I've been feeling about various people in my life who haven't been well. So my godfather, who kind of in the distance became my kind of surrogate father, he's not well, and I didn't realise how emotional I was feeling about that. But this morning that was coming up, and then my mum's not been well either, and she's been kind of my mum and my dad since my dad died. And so suddenly it's like facing this mortality, and then working with various clients recently too, where there's a whole lot of father issues coming up. And a lot of us, our father was absent in one way or another. For me, my dad died when I was 9, but for a lot of people, it's like the father was off at work and absent, and people often have this sort of almost hidden grief about the absent father, and that sense of having a mentor, protector in our life. And it doesn't have to be our father, sometimes our mother can play that role. And facing what that means to us, and what we want to accept of that and what we don't want to accept. Like, I remember going to India in my early 20s, and my Indian godfather being very concerned about my safety, but so much so that I felt very, very restricted. And I loved him and I wanted to please him, but at the same time I just really needed to be myself and didn't want to be told what to do and when to do it, and have that authoritarianism that he, as an Indian patriarch of the old school, very much was in, and I just didn't have that experience growing up, and I found it really difficult to deal with. And I actually was quite hysterical at that time, and I went away on a bus trip, and during that time when I was away on the bus trip, we were very much delayed. We were delayed 6 hours, and my godfather was so worried about me that it was almost like he had a mini heart attack. And my dad died from a heart attack, and when I came back and I knew that, I just felt so distressed that something that I had done might kill my father, my godfather, and it was hugely emotional for me. And then I went away to England, and when I came back 2 years later, I'd grown up a lot, and he somehow had mellowed, and it was much easier for me. But now I'm going to go back to meet him again, and he's been very unwell, and he probably won't live that much longer. And so I'm really facing that again, and that grief. And I just didn't realise that when I went on this hero's journey that I would be facing those emotions and that vulnerability and going through that that death, and then seeing what it's like on the other side. I mean, he's very strong, determined man, so he'll probably live a lot of years, but this time when I'm in India will probably be the last time that I see him. So anyway, one of the things that has been a part of my journey through these blogs is to be as authentic and as vulnerable as I possibly can be, because I think often we cover up our vulnerability and then we can feel alone when we're going through things. And I just want people to know that we all go through these stages and it's all part of our lives, and that our strength is our vulnerability, and that being friends with our emotions and touching them is one of the richest experiences that we can have in life. So anyway, that's it for now, and I'll speak with you tomorrow and we'll see what's going on tomorrow. Okay, bye.